Good morning to all viewers who are, taken out time on a Saturday to listen to technical analysis concepts, and welcome to all of you. My topic is very simple, and there is a background behind this topic, so let me explain the background first. The background is that the traditional and conventional technical analysis has been practiced for many years, probably since the RSI was discovered or invented in 1978. There are some traditional standard methods which we all use and practice. But times have changed. Computers are much more advanced. People are much more aware. So we can also change our habits and use of indicators and make them a little more advanced. Now, we are talking about the market. The market doesn't give anything to us. The market is not something that tells us, do this, do that, and you are going to get something perfect. It doesn't work like that. So what we are only saying is that we can get a little bit of more edge in the market if we use techniques that are a little more modern. So I hope you've got my point. The idea is, RSI, Williams percentage R, moving averages, chart patterns. You probably all of you are familiar with MACD. It is possible to modify all of these indicators, all of these methodologies, and make them a little more useful. That's the edge. This market is consisting of very smart people. All of you, I'm sure, are there, and many others who are not here. Now, everyone wants that edge. What's the edge? You make 1 rupee, and the market gives you that 1 rupee, and in futures markets, that 1 rupee is taken from someone else. So what we want is that we are the persons who should get that 1 rupee in. That's our edge. So when you modify, when you improve your methods, you simply move towards gaining that edge. It doesn't give you the ultimate. There is no such thing as an ultimate method in the markets. And by this time, I'm sure all of you are assembling here on a Saturday know that. Ultimate kuch nahi hai, there's nothing. But a little bit more of an edge, that's what we want to do. And that's an effort we should do always. How do we improve ourselves? How do we improve our trading? How do we get that 1% more edge, 1% more better effectiveness as compared to our earlier efforts? That's the purpose. So the ST-MACD indicator, which I am discussing with you, gives you that extra 1% edge. Remember, it is not the indicator, which means it's not going to give you signals that no one else has. There is no such thing as a signal that only I have and no one else has. Aisa kuch hai nahi. It gives you, first it opens your mind. The indicator tells you that there are other ways of looking at markets, other ways of looking at indicators, and minor modifications can improve a traditional indicator. That's the first part. And second, if you are comfortable with the idea, then it gives you an additional tool. So always understand that any of these meetings, seminars, one-to-one interactions are not going to give you the final word in this trading environment. There is no final word, but everything helps you. So this is the idea, to open up your mind to looking at traditional methods in a slightly different way, and maybe something gained also in that process. So that's the basic concept, to share with you some new ideas, and now I'm going to proceed with it. Let me first acknowledge the sources for my presentation today. Some of the charts have been taken from Multicharts. The URL is given there, multicharts.com. A lot of charts have been taken from Trend Analyzer. It's an Indian company. I use it myself, and you can see the name behind me. That's s2analytics.com. Both these platforms, Multicharts, which is an American company which I use, and Trend Analyzer, which is an Indian company, both these platforms have extensive programming capabilities, which means you can create your own indicators, your own paint bars, your own strategies. That's the reason why I do a lot of my own programming using them. So I prefer these platforms because they allow me to be flexible. They allow me to add modules to what is already existing within the platform. The ST, the Stochastics MACD indicator, has been taken from the Stocks and Commodities magazine, November 2019 edition. So it's not something original. I like that idea, so I thought I use it and I thought I will share it with you. The programming has been done in multi-charts and in Trend Analyzer. Here I'm going to show you some of the multi-charts code at the end of this session. The advantage of such platforms, Trend Analyzer, multi-charts, is that you can program anything you like. That means essentially your platform or your software keeps on upgrading itself. New ideas come, you program them, you implement them. I do that all the time. All of you, I'm sure, are familiar with the MACD, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence Oscillator. It was developed by Gerald Appel, APPEL, and ever since its development, it has been one of the most popular indicators. The reason for its popularity is very simple. There are two ways in which it can be used. It tells you the trend, and like a moving average, it can act as a trend indicator. But moving averages do not tell you the momentum. Are we reaching an area where we can say perhaps that markets will stall on the upside or the downside? Moving averages are very difficult to identify such areas. MACD in some ways can also show you the momentum. If the line is moving slowly, momentum is slackening. If the line is moving fast, momentum is increasing, and so on. I'm not talking here about the MACD. I'm just giving you a very brief idea of what the MACD does. I'm sure you know what it is. There are two lines. The first line is the MACD line, and the second line is the trigger line. There are a variety of ways in which you can use the MACD, apart from changing the values with the same values, the zero line crossover, the crossover of the indicator line by the signal line, then divergences. MACD is a very versatile indicator, and I think has a lot of good things going for it. So we are starting with an indicator that already seems to have a lot of plus points. It is possible then to modify this indicator and make it a little more useful for us. It is useful a little more. So always remember that we are only talking of marginal gains. There is nothing in the world that gives us the ultimate. I'm repeating this 10 times because there should be no confusion on this account. But these marginal gains can enable us to become a far better trader. This is a MACD, you know it. So this is a nifty 60-minute chart. Just to explain this, you can see how the MACD line crosses the signal line here, or maybe this is the area in which it crosses the zero line. Here MACD starts coming down because it crosses the comes down below the signal line. There are, as I told you, MACD can be used in a variety of ways, and it primarily depends on how you use it. You're familiar with it. I just want to tell you this is what it is, and this is where we will build up and make a slight improvement to this indicator. One of the problems with MACD is that the values are not uniform, and I'll explain this easily. See, when you have the RSI, and for any security, you say that the RSI is 85. Now that gives you a sense that the 85 value of the RSI is at least not oversold. Now it can be overbought for many days, many weeks, many hours. That's a different issue. But you have, the moment I tell you its value is currently 85, you get a sense of what 85 could mean. But if I tell you that the MACD value of Nifty is 320, what does it mean? Because the Reliance MACD value is 135. So which is better? Because the MACD is calculated on prices alone, the values of MACD are not comparable. They are not comparable between securities. I can say Reliance has an RSI of 70 and Nifty has an RSI of 60. Therefore, Reliance is stronger. Therefore, Reliance is outperforming. I cannot say this for MACD. I cannot say that MACD has a Nifty MACD has a value of 300. Reliance has a value of 120. Therefore, Nifty is outperforming. It's not, because the MACD is calculated on the price. It is not having a scale. So one of the problems with the MACD is that it's not comparable. Now, that's not a very big problem if you are trading only one security, but even there, you sometimes want to identify relative strength, and then you start failing. The other problem is that MACD is not comparable, therefore it is not comparable across time frames also. The Nifty is at 10,000. Now the MACD currently is 120. It's not. I'm giving you an example. Now, 3 months ago when the Nifty was at 12,500, the MACD was probably not 120, but something more. Now, are we oversold now or were we oversold then? We don't know. Much more important, on a 30-minute chart, the MACD could be 100. On this daily chart, the MACD could be 350. Now, what does it mean? Are we oversold in the daily chart or are we oversold in the 30-minute chart? We can't say. But for the RSI, if the RSI is 20 on the daily and 15 on the 30-minute, we know that we are oversold in both the time frames. So MACD is not comparable across time frames also. Then we do not have identification of extreme levels. At what point do we say that perhaps momentum will stall because the MACD has gone to an extreme? We don't know. There's no way to identify extreme levels. So these two problems, let me see how I remove this. Okay. So the ST-MACD tries to address these two questions and perhaps add a few more ideas to it, that indicator. Okay, this is the ST-MACD indicator. This is the Nifty 60-minute chart. Now, it looks very similar to the MACD, but there are some minor differences. And the differences are, first, look at this line. This is the zero line. Let me open the pen, or maybe the highlighter. This is the zero line. This zero line exists in the MACD also. So anything above the zero line is normally upbeat in an uptrend, or you can call it bullish. Anything below the zero line is a little downbeat, you can call it bearish. But there are two more lines here. This is plus 10 and this is minus 10. Now here the indicator starts changing, starts becoming different. Anything above plus 10 tells you that momentum is now at an extreme level. Now, you know, most of you are aware of momentum. A momentum is at an extreme level doesn't mean that momentum is now coming to an end. It simply means that it's the first warning that sooner or later this extreme level cannot sustain. Now, this is a message that we can get in the MACD, but we do, I'm sorry, in the ST-MACD, but we do not get this message in the MACD. We never know at what point momentum is stalling. Now, you can find some other ways, but this is somewhat simpler. Look at a chart and you know that momentum has now come to an extreme level. Soon it will stall. Momentum is at an extreme level because the correct Nifty chart is in an uptrend. An extreme level on the downside immediately gives you a buying opportunity. Because we are only looking, this is a dip, while this is a strong trend. This is a subject matter of another say discussion. When momentum goes into an extreme together with the trend, and the trend is supporting, that tells us that this momentum extreme is actually the sign of a strong trend. When momentum comes on the extreme on the other side here, now we are in an uptrend, so this is really telling us this momentum is completing a correction. But that message is available on the ST-MACD indicator because of these two levels. This makes it a little different from what the MACD does. Now the MACD indicator, the ST-MACD indicator can be used in a number of different ways. Use it as a trend. use it as a method to identify a strong trend. Now the MACD itself is a problem. Strong trend kisko kehte hain? It's very difficult to say. But here we can identify and we can use a method to say now we are in a strong trend. Then the MACD indicator can be used to identify support and resistance. Perhaps the MACD could be used to, everything you can do with everything else. But we want to make life easier for us, and all of this, the ST MACD can do a little better. It identifies divergences, which the MACD also does, and it gives you a bigger picture. You can create a multiple time frame indicator with the ST MACD, which you cannot with the MACD. The reason is that the ST MACD is a bounded indicator, which means that it will always have values, normal values between -10 and +10. So if you combine two time frames, 60-minute, daily, or 30-minute, half a day, or daily, weekly, you can create an indicator which gives you a message which is the combination of two. You can't do that with the MACD. We'll have a very quick look at how we can apply all of these methods, or rather derive these messages from the MACD, ST MACD. How do you identify a trend? There are 2 or 3 different ways, almost similar to the MACD, but I have found that the easiest way to identify a trend is to look at a zero line crossover. Once the ST MACD crosses the zero line, and this is the zero line, this is the zero line, the trend is up. When it crosses the zero line on the downside, the trend is down. There's a point I want you to understand. We have to see the context for any trade that we do. If the context is upbeat, if we are in a bull market or in an uptrend, don't think of it as a bull market, think of it as an uptrend, then we want to buy when the zero line is crossed. But we will exit on a different methodology. We don't want to exit until we wait here. This is a method that markets are going in a correction. It's not something that tells us that the zero line is the exit. Always your exit will be different from your entry. That's a general principle you should understand. So here we go into the zero line, and here is the entry, and your exit can either be when the top line, the overbought line +10 starts falling here. So this is where you went long, and this is where you went and took an exit. Neat. This is where you went long because it is, I'm sorry, I don't draw the lines clearly, but anyway. And now you are looking for an exit when it comes down. So the exit is never the zero line. The exit is never the same as an entry. The exit is a protection of your current and existing profits. You're not waiting. And especially for short-term trading, your exits will always be different. So the zero line cross is a very effective way of entering, and it will quite often take you inside the trade at the best possible location. It will never catch the lows. It's not supposed to, but it will catch if an uptrend is starting, and sometimes it won't. But broadly, it's a good idea. So how do you identify the trend? We can use the zero line crossover to identify the trend. This is a Nifty 30-minute chart. Since I trade mainly short term, these are my favorite charts, and that's what I'm sharing with you, rather than put a chart which I don't actually relate to. Here is a zero line crossover. Here is a second zero line crossover. Maybe this is better. See, this is a zero line crossover. This is a zero line crossover. Exits are always your own. Zero line is not your exit. You won't wait till here. You have to decide how you are going to exit. But the entries are normally this. I'll just switch the screen and see if I can show you. I hope this. This is multi charts. This is where the zero line crosses here. And you catch this trend. And now how you exit when it comes below 10, that is the overbought part, or when it comes and crosses, or whether it breaks a pivot point, exits are always different. Here again, there is a zero line crossover. This time you get a smaller trend, but you get it. So the market gives you rewards. It doesn't, you can't say I want 200 points or 500 points. The market will give you what it wants, but you get something, whatever the market is willing to give. So how do you identify the trend here? With the zero line cross. How do you identify a strong uptrend or a strong downtrend? If the market is in an uptrend, and this is context must be available to you. You cannot randomly trade in the market just looking at an indicator. That doesn't work. The entry above +10 in the MACD, stock MACD, ST MACD chart is a sign that we are entering a strong trend. This is where we entered the span, the +10, and see how the strong trend started after the entry. This is a message that the ST MACD can give us, but the MACD is very difficult to identify to get us this message. So a strong trend is above 10 and a strong downtrend is below 10. Now here you see that there is no strong downtrend. We immediately come back because context tells us that we are in an uptrend. So when the market is dipping below this, this is actually a dip, a buying opportunity, and immediately when it crosses, you can start thinking of buying and certainly look to buy once it crosses zero. The strong trend is when the ST MACD line crosses the upper line together with the larger trend. The larger trend needs to be supported. Here again, you can see that this is a market which is in a downtrend, and it is below, when it comes below -10 and then persists and stays here. And that's when the market is coming and falling down. So depending on your context, the crossing of +10 can give you a sign that it is in a strong trend on the upside. The crossing of -10 in a downtrend, in where the context supports a downtrend, tells you that much more downside is coming. We are just entering a downtrend. How do you identify support and resistance? Where the ST MACD lines start stalling at any one of the three significant lines, either 0 or +10 or -10. That tells us that resistance is coming if it stalls at +10 and support is coming if it stalls at -10. And see, here it is stalling, it's not going anywhere else. In fact, here also I can show you, it's stalling here at the 0 line. It's stalling here, which means it is holding on. And this tells you that markets are finding support, which of course they did. This support could be difficult to identify looking at a price chart, but much easier to identify looking at this. Here it is giving resistance. This line is giving resistance. So you can derive so many different ways of looking at an indicator, and not just the ST MACD, but almost anything. This is where you can use it as a resistance and support, and sometimes identify hidden levels of resistance and hidden levels of support which are not clear and visible. Which are not clear and visible otherwise. I mean, this here support may not have been visible, but it was very visible here at some point at this, somewhere around here. It's the same concept. See how this market is now finding support here, and this actually, but the moment it breaks, this is completely flat. So this line is, you can think of it as support when it was not broken, and as resistance the moment it breaks. This again, here is a message that is very difficult. This break is very difficult to see on the price chart. The pivot was here, and then, but it's much easier to relate and say, okay, this low is being broken, or this low is being broken, and this is being broken. Both together identify resistance. Similarly, the line MACD line comes and touches the -10 line and stalls and holds. and that tells us that this is support. Now, visibly, this price chart is not giving you support. It can give you other messages, but this is telling you that this is actually invisible support. So you can identify invisible support at resistance levels using this indicator, which makes it a little more interesting. This is something you are familiar with, divergence. You can see how prices have fallen, but the indicator has actually risen. Divergences are something you are so comfortable. Just as the MACD gives divergences, the ST MACD can also give you divergences. I am not a very big fan of divergence trading because there are many other issues with it. When the market is in a strong trend, you can have multiple divergences, and then you don't know which one is okay. So, but it's there. For anyone who does divergence trading, you can get those messages or patterns in this indicator also. You can see a bullish divergence here, a bearish divergence here, how it is flat, and how, and this is something you could probably see on the MACD, but this indicator will give you the same message, but it gives you the messages of a trend of support and resistance, of extreme strong trend in the upside, strong trend on the downside. These are messages that the MACD has difficulty in giving. And what about multiple time frames? You can modify, and I'm giving you the code here, and you can modify the code so that you can actually create 2 or 3 or 4 time frames in a single indicator. This is the ST MACD with a single indicator, the current time frame. And here what I have done is I have added one more time frame, which means I have added a higher time frame to the same indicator, and which tells you, which makes it a little more smooth. Now this is something you cannot do with the MACD. This is something you should innovate and try with whatever indicators you try to use. You make the indicator comprehensive, add multiple time frames to the same indicator, and you will find that the indicator becomes smooth. It also goes with the larger time frame very often. It also enables you to follow the bigger trend while giving you the momentum of the smaller trend. You should experiment with it. Just see here that the trend is a little more smoother. Here we have seen the line came down, but here the line did not touch. It simply shows that this line is in an uptrend. Similarly, see the single indicator is choppy here, but the single indicator clearly tells us that the trend is down. So there are some minute changes which you will see in the MTF, and as I told you, every single indicator only gives you an extra edge. And this first, the ST MACD gives you an edge, then you can have a multiple time frame indicator, and that gives you that extra edge. And that's good enough. After that, you have to add your own concepts to it. Same thing, you can see that here the markets became choppy. This is a single indicator, but here the market simply said that a small rally is coming, the trend is down, it never crossed this line. So it is possible to do a lot of innovative work with new indicators. This is the Power Editor code. I'm assuming that your seminar presenters will share it with you in some way. I'm sharing it here, so how they will share it with you is something I'm sure they'll work out. So I am sharing the code because I did not want to give you a black box. I wanted to tell you this is what it looks like and this is how you program it. This option here, MTF0, this one, I'm sorry. This MTF, if you make this one, it will create the multiple time frame indicator, and when it is 0 as it is, it simply creates a single indicator. So here's the summary. Traders should consider substituting the ST MACD for the MACD. You don't have to, but it's a nice idea. You can at least experiment with it. Always, it's not ST MACD. Any tool that you use must be used in conjunction with support, resistance, breakouts, and basic technical analysis. You cannot take an indicator and say, give me the money. It won't give you anything. You have to say, I'm using this indicator and using my larger concepts of basic technical analysis of support, resistance, breakouts, trend, and then this whole thing becomes a jigsaw puzzle that is complete. not independently, but you should use it. And you can use multiple time frames instead of a single time frame. I've just repeat the courtesies again. Charts are from Multicharts, www.multicharts.com. I use this chart software extensively. Trend Analyzer from s2analytics.com. I use this one. This is my bread and butter software because both can be programmed. Multicharts programming is a little easier, so I normally test something on multicharts, and then once I like it, I shift it to the Trend Analyzer. And the ST/MACD indicator is from the Stocks and Commodities magazine. I thank you for listening to me, and this is the connect information. Should you wish to get the indicator, not just the ST/MACD, but a whole lot of proprietary and new methods, please do contact. And thank you again. Thanks.
A great session. So I would say you are with CNBC TV 18 since its inception, since 1999. I think we just got an amazing lecture from you live. So we are really honored. Thank you so much for coming and attending. Are there any questions?
So
I mentioned two of them, s2analytics.com and multicharts.com. I've also given the code for multicharts if you want to program it elsewhere. Otherwise, you can get this and other indicators in both the platforms. That's why I gave the code, because it will take some time to explain it. But primarily, it takes a 45-day period, takes the moving average, and creates a stochastics, calculates the MACD, and then creates a stochastics of the MACD. So you just think that it creates a stochastics of the MACD. The advantage of creating a stochastics is that it gives you a bounded indicator then. I'm sure you can. Absolutely. TradingView is a very flexible tool and you can make it. And I've shared the code. So go ahead and make it. Yeah, everything works everywhere. You have to use your own judgment with it. But yes, it does. It gives you the same messages on 15 minutes. I think it would be very useful. Yes, you can, and if you do this kind of programming, you should. You'll find it very interesting and rather rewarding. And the answer is yes. No, see what happens now. The moment you come to 5-minute charts, which is intraday, a lot of other factors have to be considered. So the question earlier was, would you use it on 15-minute? And I said yes. A 15-minute chart used for intraday will be helpful, and ST/MACD will help there. Anything less than that, the markets become very choppy. And I don't think trend indicators, whether it is ST/MACD or anything else, work on 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Hi, Ravi this side. What I'm saying is, so before we get any further questions, let me just sum up the entire presentation in a quick thought.
Yeah, please.
Sukhani sir, please be with me, and if at all, if you find something wherein you can just address the query, please go ahead. It was a great presentation. Thank you so very much. Just at the start, the point that you mentioned was very, very clear that markets are dynamic. So don't look at anything as an ultimate tool. Definitely, since we are using technical analysis day in, day out, so definitely we should always and always have an edge over others who don't use it. Correct? And I surely remember during your Delhi event also, you made one thing very clear, that you should always look at the broader context before getting into any trading tools, or when you use such tools to enter the trade. And I do remember by that time Nifty has corrected from 11,500 to 10,800. And in fact, I think after 15-20 days after our FinBridge presentation, Nifty suddenly, that corporate tax rate cut has come in, and Nifty jumped all the way. So from the extreme bearish scenario, the things turned completely bullish by that time, and it rather repeated that zone for next 3, 4, 5 months. So this thing is very crucial. Hope you'll agree to it, because this is something which I have heard from you only.
Yes, context is much more important than these tools. I mean, the tools and context have to be taken together.
Correct. And secondly, the only difference between MACD and ST-MACD, can we say that, for example, the very crucial examples that you shared about RSI and about MACD, that can we look at it as a more of an actionable tool than compared to MACD? Because MACD is more of a viewing tool for somebody who looks at it as a view tool than actionable tool. So probably ST-MACD will help him or her out to make it more of an actionable tool than just a viewing tool.
Well, you've said it very well, and I compliment you for that. You've used the right words. The STMACD is a much more actionable tool because it gives you many messages, not just one, which I shared with you, and I see you described it perfectly.
Correct. And sir, since because even we are more of a positional traders, so we love doing positional trading than purely intraday. So my question to you is, can we use these tools on a positional basis? Will this work equally good as it is working on 30-minute or 60-minute chart, or on a daily chart also?
Absolutely, it will.
Okay. So in fact, the crucial thing is 0, +10, and -10. So anything crossing 0, it gets into a buying zone, bullish trend. But above 10, can we also describe it as a strong breakout for somebody who's comfortable trading RSI above 75, or let's say RSI above 70, then he enters the trade. In fact, I'm talking about the strong traders. So you can use this tool also as a great indicator to identify a breakout and enter the trade for 5, 10, 15% quick returns.
Yes, you can. It's almost similar.
The voice is gone.
And you should.
Okay, and the same can be replicated during downturns also. When we see the breakdowns, and if it is going below -10, we can just go and short.
Yes, but that the context is important. It must be a downtrend. It must be a breakdown on some other chart, larger chart.
Okay, and we can definitely we'll be sharing the code with us, and obviously we all will be then working on it. Meanwhile, for a practice thing, we can look at it at all the available websites, like for example TradingView, as you said. Yes, it's available on investing.com also.
I don't know.
Okay,
So sorry,
okay.
I can't answer that. I don't know actually.
Okay, sir. So this is what was my takeaway from the session. And best thing about the session, it was very short and absolutely crystal clear, accurate. You had lots to offer, and you made it so simple and absolutely crystal clear. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for saying this.
Sir, can you give any specific message to new age traders?
Trading is a lot of fun. Take it seriously. Always manage your risk.
Okay. So Najib, to you. Yeah,
just a minute. Sudarshan sir, one more question.
Yeah, sure.
One more question, Sudarshan sir. Just for somebody who is strong at trading and who does options trading so well, looking at a stock performance, not getting into index or anything, the moment you identified a breakout or a breakdown, somebody asked and you said don't apply those in options. But what I just wanted to know is, if he's comfortable, because getting into option trading is more like your RMS is already done for somebody who is an experienced trader, because options, buying an option is itself, RMS is already done because the risk is limited. And what if he hedges it with some, like yesterday we heard with hedge it with a debit put spread? So why not to go ahead with such strategies when we identify a breakout which is going to remain for quite some time? Just a quick
No,
word on that.
somebody asked a question about scalping in options, and I said I don't think this indicator works in scalping. Okay, you can use options as a surrogate for trading, say futures or equities, and this indicator that's a matter of tactics. The indicator will give you the message. Now that you can use options, you can use futures, you can use stocks. Doesn't matter. Everything is okay.
Right. So somebody with a positional view can definitely do options and take maximum advantage of this tool, right?
If you want to, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, sir. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you so much, Sudarshan sir, for your precious time. Thank you, Ravi Singh ji, for your questions, and thank you to the audience for coming up and actually putting up your questions through.